A greatsword on the Herald is something I've always wanted, and having it here now has been amazing. Not only does it perform very well across multiple game modes, but it also looks really cool. While this is nice and all, there's one game mode where I've been enjoying Greatsword Herald the most. In World the World Zerging, the Greatsword is a fantastic weapon that offers 5 target cleave with some very strong power damage and a good block. When you put this on the Herald using their traits, you get this big damage brawler type character that can deal big damage but also take it. Combine this with Herald's Dragon Stance, and you're able to provide great boons to you and your allies, as well as having multiple facets that offer utility and upkeep. By using this build, you'll be able to cleave down enemy Zergs as you weave through the mob, downing your enemies. Now let's go ahead and hop right into it. For the gear, I like to run full Marauders with Scholar's Runes. My trinkets and backpack are all Berserkers. For the weapon, I take a greatsword with Berserker stats. Sigil of Force and Bloodlust are perfect here. You can run a hammer in your offset if you choose to. The hammer is a strong ranged option that allows the Herald to spike and poke from range. I take Relic of Speed to make sure that I am able to get around the battlefield without being hindered and left behind. The stats aren't exactly set in stone. You're able to swap out pieces of Marauder's gear for Berserkers if you would like, just a bit more damage in exchange for health. The same goes for the Relic as well. For the traits, I take Invocation, Devastation, and Herald. This is just your typical power DPS build on Revenant, packed full of modifiers, but with some adjustments made in the Herald trait line. I like to take all 3 upkeep traits, which allow me to move faster, take less damage, and even deal more damage based on how much upkeep I have. All of these things are important for a melee damage dealer, seeing as how you are right there on the front lines. This brings me to my legends. I take Dragon and Dwarf Stance for the AoE damage they provide, as well as utility. The active skill for Facet of Light, the Herald's heal skill, is huge, as it basically acts as a get out of jail free card, in the sense that you can go in deep with it on and deal massive damage without worrying about dying for a few seconds. All the damaging abilities in the stance cleave, as well as the elite skill having super speed on it for you and your allies. Dwarf Stance is really good for not only its team stability it provides, but also its upkeep skill, Vengeful Hammers. While you are running through the enemy Zerg, cleaving them down with greatsword abilities, make sure to have Vengeful Hammers active, as not only will these deal really good damage to enemies around you, but they will also provide damage reduction. Because Vengeful Hammers is an upkeep skill, we will also be gaining movement speed, a damage increase, and even more damage reduction while they're active. This amount of speed from upkeep skills, combined with our relic, really allows this build to get in and reposition whenever it needs to. The damage reduction plays a huge role in your ability to frontline and really utilize the Greatsword to its fullest potential. Greatsword 3, while being a mobility skill, deals impressive damage and should be used as you engage, then followed up by a Greatsword 2. From here, you should have upkeep rolling and start utilizing those facet abilities to stay alive. Greatsword 5 is basically a damage bomb, and if you are in the middle of an enemy blob, you pretty much guarantee that damage will be done. Once cooldowns are back up, swap over to Dwarf Stance, activate Vengeful Hammers, and start pumping once more. Greatsword 4 is a strong block, so you should be using it if you need to stall for time. The Greatsword Herald is not only strong, but also tons of fun. Dealing big cleave damage while being very tanky is super satisfying, and it's honestly relatively easy to play. Let me know down below what you think of the Greatsword Herald for Zergs, and if you're having fun playing with it. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.